Knock, knock. Did I hear a who's there? Boo. Did I hear a boo hoo? No, don't cry. It's Instagranny here with a story for you today that I hope will make you smile, not cry. It's a story today from France. So I have my beret on from France. Do you like it? And I happen to have some French words in my purse. They are counting words. You speak French, right? Let's see if we can pronounce these words together. Shall we? Un, deux, trois, quatre, cinq, six, sept. Oh, très bien. Tu parles français. Oui, oui. Today is a counting story. That's right. So, of course, I have a counting joke for you or two. Why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. You knew that one. And you know, there are 10 things you can always count on. You know what they are? Your fingers. But you don't count on your fingers, do you? I know you don't. Well, today's story, like I said, is from France, and it's called Seven Foolish Fishermen. Long ago, in a little village, there lived 7 brothers. They were well known because they were very good fishermen. They caught all kinds of fish. They were also well known because they had not a bit of sense. None at all. They were pretty foolish. One day, the 7 brothers decided they wanted to go see Paris, the big city of Paris. Well, their mother was worried because she said Paris is a pretty big city. You could get lost there. No, they said, we won't get lost. We'll be careful. Now, it was a 3-day walk from their little village to Paris. So they got started early one morning, and they walked and they walked, and about midday they came to a big well full of water. So they sat and had a drink of water and a little bit of lunch and a little bit of rest. And when it was time to continue on their way, the oldest brother said, well, now, Mama was very scared that we would get lost, so I better count my brothers and make sure we're all here. So he lined them up and he counted. Un, deux, trois, quatre, cinq, six. 6. Wait a minute, there should be 7, not 6. Oh, no. And he had each of his brothers count to make sure they were all there. And they all did the same thing. One by one, they lined up their brothers and they counted. Un, deux, trois, quatre, cinq, six. Oh, no. Où est votre frère? Where is your brother? He's missing. Oh, when they looked all over for their brother, they looked in the trees and in the bushes and behind rocks, and they couldn't find him anywhere. Well, finally, one of the brothers looked down in the well, and he saw his reflection. You got it. He said, that's my missing brother. And he said, don't worry, we'll get you out of there. And he called his brothers over and he said, I found the missing brother. He's in the well. So they all ran over and they said, oh, good job. Good job, but now how are we going to get him out of the well? They didn't have a rope. They didn't have a ladder. The youngest brother had an idea. He said, let's make a ladder of ourselves. One of us will hang on to the top, and each of us will climb down and hang on to each other's ankles and make a big long chain down to the bottom of the well, and then the missing brother can climb up us and out and escape. Oh, bonne idée. Good idea. And that's what they did. The eldest brother hung on to the top of the well, and each brother, one at a time, climbed down the other brother and hung on to his ankles. So there they were, a big long human chain of all the brothers down to the bottom of the well. Unfortunately, just as they were all down, hanging down in the well, The older brother on the top, hanging onto the well, felt a sneeze coming on. And he said, knock, knock. And his brother said, who's there? And he said, Hatch. And they said, Hatchoo? And he goes, exactly, Hatchoo. And they all fell into the well. Oh my goodness, now they were all stuck in the bottom of the well, splashing around. But they were happy because now they were all together again. Yay! And they figured out a way to climb out of the well. They saw stones poking out from the well, and they were able to put their feet on them and climb right over the top. But they were all wet from the well. So they had to take off their wet clothes and hang it on the trees and bushes around for them to dry. And as they were waiting for their clothes to dry, along came a stranger. And the stranger looked at the brothers and said, why are you standing around in your undies? And they told him the story of how they were going to Paris and one of the brothers got lost, and they looked everywhere for him, and they finally found him in the bottom of the well. But how do they get down? So they made a chain, and they all fell into the well, and they all got wet. And that's why their clothes were hanging on the branches of the trees. Well, said the eldest brother, do you think you could help us out, though? We're so happy to be all together again. Could you count us to make sure we're all here? Well, the stranger tried not to laugh too hard, and he said, well, I have a better idea. Why don't you count your pairs of pants that you have hanging on the trees here? And if you have 7 pairs, then you know you're all there. Oh, bonne idée, good idea, said the brothers. And that's what they did. They counted the pants hanging on the tree. And let's all count together, shall we, with the brothers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, c'est merveilleux! All of the pairs of pants were there, so they must be all together. Their clothes dried, they put on their nice dry clothes, and they decided, let's just go home. If we lost one brother on the way to Paris, just think, if we made it all the way to Paris, it's so big we'd probably all get lost. So off they went home, and they were very happy to be home all together, safe and sound. That story always makes me smile. Yeah, I bet you could tell that story now, right? To other people? I bet you could even add pictures. Oh, I think it would be a funny picture to draw all the brothers hanging on to each other's ankles down in the well. What do you think? Or maybe you have a story that maybe you went on a trip with your family or your friends. Oh, that would be fun to share too. I hope you do sometime. Well, meanwhile, until I see you again, I hope you don't get lost, except in a story, of course. And I hope you stay healthy, do good work, and always be kind. See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile. Au revoir to you, kangaroo.